Welcome to the world of Blaser. This company is more than just firearms.
Start the countdown.
They're a testament to German engineering at its finest.
4, 3.
This place is unlike any other gun factory in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Since their founding in 1957, they've pushed the boundaries of innovation in gun making. From the iconic straight pull rifles to shotguns with fully interchangeable parts.
Blaser has remained a bit of a mystery to me. There's a lot of rumours about how they're built, why they're built, the standards to which they're built. Well, this is the first ever full factory tour.
Nothing could have prepared me for the processes I was about to witness.
So now you know a big secret.
We're gonna find out how the team here turns raw materials into some of the finest hunting and sporting arms out there.
It's a lot bigger on the inside than it looks from the outside.
Yes.
And learn about the dedication to engineering that sets Blaser apart.
And what I've learned is that that isn't actually a cost-saving exercise, which I think I probably presumed. In fact, it's anything but.
From the precision machining that goes into every component, to the wonders of the custom shop.
It's the undertaker who's telling me, listen, I want to have a rifle just with skulls on it.
We're gonna discover the secrets of what makes this company unique.
So without further ado, let's get inside. Here at Blaser, they make a lot of different models of gun. They make the F3 and F16 shotguns, over and unders that we're very familiar with. The K95 single shot, multiple double rifles and multi-caliber guns, and of course the R8 straight pull. It's that particular gun we're going to focus on today.
Our journey was going to start at the very beginning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello.
On the factory floor.
This is a very nice factory, but this is only one of the production plants.
Yes. We have plant 2 and plant 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to start with the R8 housing,
Yeah, right.
the main body.
Yes.
This is how it begins life.
That's the raw material drum.
A big block of aluminium.
Yes.
And this is all bought in, cut to size?
Yes.
This raw material is all quality checked on arrival and gets hand loaded into this massive machine, capable of making 80 actions a day.
So the raw parts go in, and then what happens?
We'll start the milling process.
Okay.
Yeah.
And first milling process is to mill the bottom side of the action.
Yeah, you have 2 operations.
Okay.
So in the first operation, you made 3 sides from the housing, and after this we saw to change the part, and then we start with the second operation.
And that's all done in the machine to
Yes.
keep tolerances
Yes.
high?
Yes.
And that's working to what tolerance?
20, 30 microns.
20 microns is very small. It's less than 1,000th of an inch or 0.02 millimeters.
The whole
It's a
purpose
micron, yes.
being that there is
Yeah.
zero handwork required when it comes out of this machine.
The part is finished.
This is an amazing machine.
Yes, that's,
Different machine heads, different holding
yes,
tools.
We have 3 grobe machine, 5-axis machine, and the loading system have 70 storage places. 24 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Equipment like this isn't cheap. But this was the first of many signs of the constant reinvestment that Blaser makes to ensure all parts clip together at the end, resulting in solid, reliable and accurate rifles. Of course, all these machines and the parts they produce are checked constantly to ensure they're working to the correct standards.
This is an exceptional piece of engineering. The finish is just pretty flawless, right?
You can feel it. No edges, no sharp edges, and
other than maybe an aesthetic polish, it's ready to be made into a gun.
Yep.
All of these parts, or at least 1 in 10 of these parts, run through a CMM to be measured.
Yep.
CMM stands for Coordinate Measuring Machine. It's a computer-driven robot that measures and checks all critical surfaces, making sure they're inside Blaser's tight tolerance levels.
So if any of these things are out of line, the gun won't run.
Yep.
What's the failure rate? 0. Just say 0.
We have...
Give the people confidence. 0. That is incredible. A single human operation.
Yep.
A single human operation. And it also has a batch number so you can find its brothers if there is an issue.
Yes. So now you know a big secret.
The big secret,
The big secret, yes.
No humans, just robots.
Yes.
The actual factory complex is unlike any other we've been to. It's located about a mile from the town of Izny. And it's here because the founder still lives here. You've got sort of the original site, and as they've grown, they've taken on new units, built new units, and so it's a strange feeling that this doesn't feel like a big fenced-in factory. In fact, it feels more like a modern industrial park. It's unique, and I like it. It definitely helps being surrounded by some of the most beautiful countryside in Europe.
It's all too easy to look at this and forget it takes a lot of work to get to this stage.
Johnny, come in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we headed over to the offices in the next room to meet the large team of designers and engineers whose hard work keeps the manufacturing process super slick. As well as this team, there's a host of staff whose job it is to ensure all of the milling equipment is cared for and ready for action. As you'd expect, there's a team of skilled gunmakers here for when a hand-finished aesthetic is required. But for most production guns, the actions are polished by this very clever rotary machine. Each action type has its own specific media, rotation pattern, and lubrication level to ensure the perfect finish is achieved.
And I guess also the speed is important to keep the stones from sticking inside.
Yeah.
The guys here shared a little of how much work went into testing each different abrasive media on the different parts until the desired result was achieved every time. That desired result is called a homogeneous surface, which means a surface that is uniform in character and texture.
This is for the smaller parts.
Smaller parts, yeah. And lower energy. Yeah.
So they're just, these are tumbled rather than going on a fairground ride of polishing.
Yeah.
There. There's different mediums there for different parts.
Correct.
It had become pretty clear to me at this point that everything at Blaser is about consistency.
All those tumbled parts come in here to be sand blasted. Barrels cannot be tumbled for obvious reasons, and so they go into this machine first for an aggressive sandblasting before going over there for more of an aesthetic sandblast finish.
The removal of the human element may appear to be a shortcut at first glance. But it's evident that this way is and has been no easier than having rows of people using sandpaper and files to finish the metal. But as I said, they still do have this for the higher end guns, and that's where we're headed next.
Okay, Johnny, now for the R8 Luxus.
This is the first handwork process we've seen.
Yes.
And one of the few that you guys do.
Yeah,
I presume because of the complexity of parts, it has to be hand sanded.
yeah,
It's just a consistent straight line finish.
correct.
That consistent straight line sanded finish will be what is seen on the high points of the engraved models of the R8, which are all created on a laser engraving machine right next to the hand finishing benches. Some of the engraving patterns available on the rifles and shotguns are pretty special, and because of the time saving over hand engraving, they're not ridiculously priced. That's not to say Blaser don't do hand engraving, it's just all handled by their custom shop, which was gonna be our next stop. On our way there, however, we bumped into something pretty cool.
So this little electric train transports all the parts from one part of the factory to the other.
If you like unique guns and haven't heard of the Blaser custom shop before now, do yourself a favor and take a moment to check out their website. From snakeskin guns, to guns adorned with skulls, and even guns with granite inlay, you're guaranteed to see something new and inspirational.
I had heard about the Blaser custom shop, but this is pretty wild. There's wood in this room that you wouldn't see anywhere else in the world. Because of the way certainly the R8 is built, you can get away with using slightly wilder wood than you could on other guns. But honestly, look at these F3 stocks. If you want a radical looking piece of wood, I think we could be in the right room. Up to this point, everything we've seen has been very much production-based guns.
Yeah.
Efficiency, similarity. But we're in the custom shop now, where that is not the case.
Everything is really done by hand, so we have the possibility to make nearly every customer wish come true. So if there's a wish, even if it's very, very special, very technical, we can realize it. And also there can be the customer who's telling us, okay, I have the hunting story, I want to build my scenery of the last hunt on that rifle, and of course that can be realized too.
And we're not just talking engraving here either.
No, but there's also the technical side. So we can go for small adjustments on the rifles, so shotguns for sure also, but basically the R8 is our main product, and there you can go for small details, a bolt handle ball, you can go for leather inlays, you can choose a different surface, you can go for technical surface treatments. It's a very, very big range of possibilities.
What's the craziest thing you've built?
I wouldn't say crazy, it's not crazy. It's a guy from Texas who had a snake farm who told me, hey, I want to have the python on my rifle. And we said, okay, we've never had that before, so let's try. Or it's the undertaker who's telling me, listen, I want to have a rifle just with skulls on it.
You can accurize a rifle, you can make sure that it's the best possible version.
Yes, for sure. For special barrel length, we go for surface, we go for lapping, so adjusting especially to the customer wish. And also, if you go for 1,000 meters or something like that, even that will be possible.
That's so cool.
I could have spent forever just looking through those stocks. There's wood in that room unlike anything I've ever seen.
You've shown me some pretty cool things, a granite stock inlay, oyster shell stock inlay, and then you got something a bit more subtle.
The customer requests nothing too fancy, but he wants to have his project on it. So he was a big fan of the Spirit of St. Louis, and yeah, this was the result. Small details, the portrait.
Fully leather covered stock.
Totally leather covered.
A subtle, it's not a small detail, it's just a subtle, large detail.
That's it. Everything done by hand, stitching, like a steering wheel on the car. It's really detailed work, craftsmanship.
Are you outsourcing to experts, given that you have so many odd requests?
We have to go to experts sometimes, which are not working here. So of course we have a lot of experts, but you cannot have everything over here. So we need to go external partners, which are specialized on those workings.
Yeah, somebody who's more used to grinding
Every day,
down to 0.5 millimeters.
Yeah, that's it. So you need special people for it, really.
Yeah. And I guess it's the willingness to work with these people that doesn't limit your ability to.
They say, tell me your wish, and we try to realize it.
I had to be dragged out to let these craftsmen get back to work.
We're nearing the end of our first day here, and you'll already have seen some of the footage from the FBX launch video. We've looked a lot today at the R8 and how that is produced, and before we obviously looked an awful lot at the FBX and the shotgun production. And it would be wrong of me not to, I don't know, share my experiences of the shotgun production here, given that it's probably what I was most skeptical of. There aren't many gun makers in the world who would say you can make a gun that clips together off of a machine, except Blaser. And what I've learned is that that isn't actually a cost-saving exercise, which I think I probably presumed. In fact, it's anything but.
Then it comes into this.
The investment in machinery is mega. Absolutely mega. And the processes they've had to put in place to ensure all of those guns actually clip together is pretty wild. It is a very different approach to gun making, but it's no better, no worse. It is just very different. And for me, my presumption was no hand fitting must be bad, but actually, as I just said, the work that is involved to make sure that that gun does clip together in the end is on face and will interchange with every other Blaser shotgun it wasn't a short road to get there, and it wasn't an inexpensive one. In fact, the dedication to detail is unbelievably admirable. It's unlike anywhere else I've ever been, and that's pretty cool.
With that, we headed back to the hotel, ready for another exciting day of learning ahead.
Of course, a rifle is nothing without a barrel. In fact, some may say it's one of the most important parts. They're made in here. Let's go. Like everything here at Blaser, the barrel manufacture is also pretty automated. 2 people can run this production line that makes 240 quality barrels a day. First off, it is demagnetized. Why does it need to be demagnetized? Just to keep the process clean, yes? So nothing sticks to it. No? Those pieces are then chamfered, done, and then deep drilled at the back here before this robot, which is managing the whole operation, puts them on a conveyor to the next station. At this point, parts are machined externally. Based around that internal bore measurement and where that was drilled, the exterior will be machined perfectly to make sure that it fits in clamps at later stages. Again, managed entirely by a robot. That robot will then take the parts, drop them onto a high conveyor, over to the next machine. Robot number 3 manages various processes. At this point, it's about honing that internal bore. So the parts are cleaned, washed, honed, cleaned, measured. There's 2 honing processes, a coarse and a fine, and then every piece of quality control is done by this robot.
The robot AI not only measures the surfaces, but uses a camera to make sure all surface finishes are up to standard before the blanks are released to go to hammer forging.
After this, we're at this point.
Your quality controlling these is only done by the AI.
Yep.
And that's enough.
That's enough.
That's pretty cool.
That's better than the human can do it.
Apparently, yeah. And saves the process, taking it out, checking it, more efficient.
The drilled blank goes into the machine, where 4 hammers work the metal over a mandrel. The pin and the hammers stay static as the blank is moved through the process, stretching the metal to form the rifling and the chamber on the inside. The process is called cold hammer forging for a reason. The barrel is worked at no more than 20 degrees Celsius.
The whole process is so succinct, so efficient, so quick. Barely any human interaction.
Yeah, we have. We need 2 per shift.
That's
2
it.
employees.
To make 2 people can make 240 quality barrels a day.
Each mandrel pin costs 6,000 euros and can produce up to 3,000 barrels before it's retired. Even little details like the mandrel pin having a 3,000 barrel life before it's retired is fascinating to me. After a straightness and diameter check, the barrel heads over for a full internal inspection.
That is ready to be shot through, essentially. Surprised me you don't have AI to do this yet.
Yet. I think we have 1 or 2 years.
Once they've passed proof, all that's left is putting all the finished parts together, which is done in the assembly room. As we've learned, all parts are made to extreme tolerances. This means that the whole assembly process is a very quick thing. A skilled gunmaker has all the parts delivered to their workbench, where they methodically assemble and test each part as they go. In the end, we're left with a completed R8.
And there you have it, guys, a fully completed R8. I'm no stranger to this rifle, but the mystery and the rumour behind how it's built, well, I've heard several versions, so it's cool to see the reality in action. From here, it's going to go downstairs to the test range for a functionality test. There's no set amount of rounds for this. It could be 3, it could be 10, until this gun is proved to be working perfectly. It's been a hell of an educational day. Awesome.
Given that Blaser have their own underground shooting range, it seemed like a good idea to test a few of the guns that we'd seen built during our time here.
Okay, Johnny, normally you're doing shotguns, but
Today we've seen how rifles are built, and ergo it would be polite to shoot one.
so we looked at the assembly of our R8, so why not trying the new model, the R8 Vintage?
It is a good looking thing. Moreover than the lovely leather touches, it's the silenced edition,
Yeah,
which I've never shot,
yeah.
and I'm really curious to see how good this is.
It's our integrated silencers, it's made of titanium, and it will not just reduce the noise, also the recoil, just right.
Which could be necessary because this is in 8.5 by 55.
Yeah, it's a new Blaser caliber. It's made for short barrels and silencers.
And knocking over big pigs.
Of course. Yeah.
Just cleaners and vegan hunting. All right. That is incredibly smooth. I mean, it's hard in here with the noise to know what's going on fully noise-wise.
Yeah.
Barrel life is pretty well documented.
Yeah.
What is the silencer life?
I would say 1,000, 2,000 rounds, depends if you overheat it a lot of times, but I think it's in a hunter life, you will not destroy it. Put it in front, just on top. And
You
put
can
it
just squidge it down.
like this.
That's way
So
more
it's
efficient.
way easier. Let's try our K95 single shot rifle.
Proper alpine hunting gentleman's rifle.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
miss, because
Yeah.
it takes a little longer to reload than an R8.
Yeah. Of course with silencer 308, so give it a try.
There's like a psychological effect when you only have one shot, right?
Yeah.
Like if you drop a single shot into your shotgun, you
Yeah,
know,
make it count.
You really do.
Yeah.
Have some of that.
Well done.
Well, you don't pick the one that's running. I mean, 308, much smaller charge,
For sure.
smaller bullet,
Yeah.
longer barrel,
Yeah.
slower powder, more for the less alpha male guy.
Now reloading.
Wrong gun.
Yeah. Perfect.
That was nice.
Was really nice.
And super smooth. For a rifle that weighs nothing,
Yeah.
big silencer on the end.
Yeah, 308 big silencer. But it's not that big, so it's no overbarrel silence, it's just an on-barrel silencer. So you get a little bit more effect out of it because all the things happened in front of the muzzle. So for a K95, maybe the solution is a little bit better.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Less cool though.
Yeah.
This is a bit more of a practical solution. Like you
Yeah.
don't mind hunting with this in the snow and the wet, and yet it's still kind of Gucci.
But of course it's a synthetic stock, so a little bit more robust.
Yeah, again, I think there's something good in one's brain when shooting a synthetic rifle that nothing can harm you, or it, to be fair.
Yeah.
But this is quite a cute one. This is a Silverstone.
Yeah, that's a Silverstone edition.
Okay, 4 rounds, 4 pigs, no missing.
Okay, little competition.
After you, big boy.
Okay, come on. But of course, I said I don't like red dots, you know, so I'm...
Blah, blah, blah. It's good to know that German excuses are the same as English excuses. Right, wait for the start of the show. And go.
That's gonna be hard to beat.
This is where this is actually your personal gun. 100% this is his personal gun. I've been stitched up.
And don't just shoot the big ones.
That's worth 10 points. So I'm just going to wait, put 4 into the one.
Yeah.
Oh no! You did your country proud.
Okay, thank you, sir.
That was good. That was an impressive display for a man who made all the excuses.
Yeah.
I now don't know they were a lie.
And just like that, my time at the Blaser factory was up. Over my time here, discovering how Blaser rifles and shotguns are made, I had my mind opened to a very different approach to gun making.
I guess I didn't really know what to expect. But what I have learned is that these guys do it differently to everybody else. It's not about disrespecting the old ways, and it's not about making it as cheaply as possible, but it is about making it as efficiently as possible so that one gun is the same as the next. It's a unique outlook on gun making, where most people are doing it the old way and mixing old ways and new ways. These guys are approaching it from a completely different angle. There's a lot of outside the box thinking. And when I asked some of the guys, how often are you trying new things? Are you there yet? The answer is no. Every day we try new things to optimize efficiency, to try and make the best gun possible in the most efficient way, to achieve the most consistent results. It's stereotypical to say that's a bit of a German outlook, but they said it first.
And with this attitude, I'm sure we'll continue to see great things from this company for years to come. My thanks to Blaser for opening their doors to us and sharing their factory with me and all of you for the first time. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. I certainly did.
Thank you for watching TGS Outdoors. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. This channel would not be possible without the support of our amazing sponsors. They've supported the channel for a long time. We only work with people we love and whose product we trust. If you want to support the channel too, make sure you check out channel memberships. There's early access content, there's some pretty cool exclusive release content.
My view is you never want to let the bird get past you because you can't see under your gun.
And occasionally we go clay shooting together. We just appreciate your support. Even if you can't, your view is great. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.